baby. Oh, wait, baby. It's your boy Big Nate with the Real Underground Radio Station, man. Oh, wait, baby. I hope y'all can hear me just fine. I hope y'all can hear me, man. Listen, man, I am excited about this conversation that we finna have. I'm grateful for the great people that said, Nate, we want to sit down and talk to you on the Nate Logic show. And I'm hoping that I got all this stuff. I hope I got my mic and stuff right. So I want y'all to tell me. I know if Dirt tune in anytime soon, he gonna be on my top about something right or something ain't wrong. So just bear with us while we start working and getting all this together. We doing some thinking, so just bear with me. Okay, okay. I hear it. Let me hear one of y'all say something.
Jesus. Jesus.
Amen, sister. Woo. Oh, wait, baby. Hey, so hold on 1 second, man. This is your boy Big Nate with the Real Underground Radio Station. Listen, man, I need y'all to be tapping in before we get any further. I need y'all to share this with your people. Before I introduce my guest, I want y'all to share this right now so we can know who we up in here with and who we talking to. I don't want no static from y'all not sharing this. Share this right now while we getting everything loaded up. Share, share, share. Everybody need to be sharing this right now. And the system doing some thinking. There we go. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, baby. Wait, baby. Listen, this your boy Big Nate, man. Hey, listen, I have with me tonight, man, Love First Initiative and Reentry, a very powerful group of people who are doing amazing work in our community to help us do some things that's going to help our people behind the walls and our family that's behind the walls. I know we all have family members and people behind the walls, and so our goal is, am I saying something wrong?
No, sir.
Let me know if I'm saying something wrong. Y'all, everybody got the link and you shared it to your people. Let me know if I'm on the wrong path here. I want to let me know, man. You got to talk to me. Tell me if I say something wrong. Throw something at me. Throw your shoe at me, man. Listen, man, because I want to make sure the information that I share and that we're talking about is the right information. I never want to give any misinformation. I don't want to give no misinformation. If you don't get nothing but the truth and all the truth from me, I don't want to tell you nothing wrong. If I tell you wrong, I want to fix it. Right. I think a lot of times that's the problem. We get told something wrong.
Right.
And then we get told something wrong, and we hold up to what we were told wrong. That listen, we are in a information war. We are flooded with misinformation. Sometimes we're over-informed. Sometimes we're under-informed. And a lot of times we misinformed.
Right.
So this is information warfare where we have to get the right information so we can do what we need to do for our community.
Right.
And it's important that we understand that. So listen, this is your boy Big Nate. This is Love First Initiative and Reentry. So can we introduce everybody before we go any further? Let's introduce each other. Introduce yourselves if y'all don't mind.
Well, I'm Kurt Muhammad, the founder of Love First Initiative and Reentry. Developed in 2017 off a strong desire and a strong passion to help those brothers whom I left behind. So it started there and it never stopped.
Okay.
I am Valerie Sunshine Harris. I got into this fight. I'm the co-chair of Love First Initiative and Reentry, and I have a husband that is currently incarcerated, and so this means a lot to me to get this amendment done.
Okay. You ladies?
I'm Dorothy Holloway, and I am the spiritual liaison with the Love Initiative and Reform. Thank you.
Okay.
My name is Martha Cooksey. I am the secretary of the group.
So much life.
And I have a loved one down at the Commerce Unit, so it means so much to me to fight and to help those guys down there that can't help themselves.
Amen.
So I am willing and able to do what's necessary.
Okay.
And we don't want to leave our other three members out that go hard with us. Tiffany Washington, we have Melissa Lee, aka Shelly Lee, and then we have Benjamin Williams. Right, they're not able to get here with us today, but they go as hard as we do. And the beautiful thing about this, Nate, is it's developing.
We're gonna have to talk up.
The beautiful thing about
There
it
we go.
is it's developing into a real family. You was just talking about how we don't stick together, but this it's crossed all color barriers, right? It's crossed all religion, culture, because all of us are linked to one thing: those who are incarcerated.
That common ground, that common thing, and that's important. That at the end of the day, you have that common barrier to come back to, that common ground to build from, and I think that's one of the challenges that sometimes we forget that common ground.
That's right.
We came here to get somebody up out of here,
That's right.
and that's why we're here now, to spread the love and to spread the information and to share information about Love First Initiative and reentry. So, Brother Muhammad, you said you started this back in 2017.
Right.
Can you give me some background on what made you want to start this organization?
Well, I had been out. Jihad and I had been out for like 11 years.
Who?
Jihad Muhammad.
Oh, that's
And, yeah.
the dude that raised poodles.
That's my brother.
The dude that raised poodles.
Jihad. You
Shout out Jihad, I love you, brother.
But
Poodle raising.
we hadn't been in. They wouldn't allow us to go back in, right? So we fought, and we got back in 11 years later, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, we both been out 14 years. We did, Jihad did 12 and I did 14 in. So if you've been out, if I did 14 in and I've been out 11, that adds up to 25 years. So we go inside the institution, and those brothers who started out with us, a lot of them were still there. You know, so good guys. Just like me, just like Jihad, just like, Charles, Brother Kenny, just like all of us, Brother Tim. I mean, we good guys, man. So you cannot see that and not want to do something. So that was the passion that started to burn in me. And I told them that night, and I hadn't a clue what I was going to do, right, when I left there. I just knew that I was going to do something to help, So what I started working on was rekindling the relationship between their family members and them, right? They've been gone 25, 26, 27 years, man. And the mothers had gotten over. I went to visit with their families and interview their families, and they, from that, their families started to develop the movement we call Gone But Never Forgotten, and we never looked back, man.
Okay, so it's 2017. Yeah. So you guys been going hard about 6 years in, right?
Yes, sir.
A little over 6. So you said that you give me some information on rekindling that relationship between the people behind the walls or locked up with their families. Tell me some more about that, because I think that's important.
We don't even know that. I didn't know. I didn't understand that until I started talking to some of their family members, that their family members was actually doing time with them, right? Because the same emotional level of intensity that they told a story 25 years later was the same level of intensity that they told it the first time it happened, right? So that let me know that they was living inside of an institution like their loved ones was, right? So what I did was I went to their houses and I allowed them to, I asked them to interview them and let them vent, get it off their chest, Facebook Live, right? So the rekindle came in, and when you give the incarcerated member, when they see me on Facebook Live with their parents, they start to rekindle the hope in them. That sometimes we lose down there because after 25 years, you exhausted all of your court procedures, right? You're filing clemency, they denying them. Every time you file clemency, they deny, you got to wait another 4 years, where they moved that to 8 years for life without.
For certain convictions.
For certain convictions. So it started to give them hope. Now they start to write their family members. I'm starting to educate their family members. I'm educating them now on how they can help, right? So that started to warm up the relationship between the mother and the son again, right? Although she's not down there, she's not able to travel. I'm the middleman, right? I'm talking to the family members, and me and Ms. Holloway, we're talking to the family members at this time, and we're talking to those who are incarcerated. So we're the middle person. So they don't have to travel as much now because they're seeing us on social media, right? They're getting the word in the institution. So that's how we start to develop the relationship between the family members and their loved ones who have been gone for 20, 30 years.
Wow, that's powerful. And I can only imagine being in that situation where you're just basically hopeless.
Yeah.
You know, and you said one of the things you said was the family members going through those challenges with them. Tell me about that. How is that with your husband? Correct. How is that for you? You know, talking to like a little. Yeah.
It's been very frustrating and very hard to hear the stories that he has to deal with and the things that he goes through down there. Because he's been incarcerated for 25 years, and during that time, our kids are now grown. So there were times when I would pile up all the kids in the Tahoe, and we would go down to Verna Unit, and we would go see Daddy. And some of the kids, you know, it was hard on them because, you know, when he went into prison, they were young. They were 1, 2, you know, very young. So they didn't get to have that experience of having that father figure in their life, and to, you know, take them places, go to a ball game with them, take them to the park, teach them how to ride, you know, and stuff like that. And back then, they didn't have video visits. So, you know, he missed out on seeing some of them learning how to walk. He missed out on seeing, you know, them taking their first words and birthday parties and stuff like that. And, you know, so like Kirk said, we do time with him while he's down there.
Right. And what about you, Miss Cooksey? How has it been for you?
Oh, it's been hard for me, even though I am responsible for my kid's daddy. That's who down there. And he been down there for 42 years. And I have a son who's 42.
Wow.
So it's kind of like him not having a daddy, my son. He asks questions like what happened and all that stuff as growing up, and he say, I don't have a father figure in my life. So it's kind of hard for me to really explain to him how he really feel. 42 years. I don't know. That's hard to swallow.
I'm 43, so that's basically all of my life as well. So I can only imagine my heart goes out to you and to both you ladies and to anyone who's been through this and going through this challenging situation. The system is unforgiving.
That's true.
It is very unforgiving, and sometimes it's forgetting. And at the end of the day, we're going through the day-to-day of life, and it's easy to forget somebody who's back home going through this, or who's locked up going through this.
Right.
And the system is broken.
Exactly.
I really believe that we have a system that is broken because we're not fixing men. We're not fixing women. We are locking them away and discarding them, and then the system is breaking their children. So there's no man at home to protect, to provide, to cover, and now they're just being pecked away from the system, by the system.
Judge, I was on a panel, and Judge Griffin was the moderator. And somebody had made the statement that the system is broken. And he said, no, the system works perfectly.
Mm.
This is Judge Griffin now.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's doing exactly what it was designed to do.
Brother Muhammad said this is a business plan,
Yeah.
and it has to cycle itself through.
Yeah.
It has to create more cattle.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, that's what it does. It creates customers.
You're absolutely right. Because if you look at the Protect Arkansas Act, right?
Mm-hmm.
Everything is geared toward locking you up and keeping you locked up, right? Nothing is geared toward. Now they come up with a little task force that Melissa was turning me on to. You know, a little task force that they got, and you know, you reach a certain do certain things and you get your time off of whatever the case may be. But that's not real. Everything is geared towards locking people up, but nothing is geared towards letting them out. Now, nonviolent offenders, you're doing 85% of your time. Violent offenders, you're doing 100% of your time, right? But you don't have the facilities, nor do you have the manpower to do this. We understand that in the political climate today, inflation is going up, right? Back in the 1900s, they had what they call convict leasing, right? What is convict leasing? That means that if we got a business, right? Let's go and lease one of them convicts, you know, for a small amount of, you know, money and have them to do what we need them to do in our fields.
And just keep it real. And I know in Pine Bluff, some of your most successful restaurants are convict leasing.
Yeah. Gas stations as well.
Yeah.
Right now.
And I here's the sad part about it. What if we could have got you to go to work before you got locked up?
Yeah.
I mean, it's just keep it a buck. And now that it's a new age slavery.
Yeah.
It really is. Because I hate to say it, but it's the reality that we live in. Some of our plants in Pine Bluff ran by convicts.
Tyson used to be. I don't know if they no one liked live hanging, right? So everybody back there was basically from the institution. You know, even when they come out in the storm, they have storms. They have what they call regional maintenance. Regional maintenance. Now, are they leasing them out to the city? I don't know, right? But they come out and they go into ditches and the woods or whatever the case they need to do, and they're glad to get out, right? They don't get paid for it, but they clean the cities up, right? Pick all the stuff up and do whatever they need to do, and it's called regional maintenance. So my thing is this, Sarah Huckabee, her plan appears to me, because it does not make no logic, ornate logic, right? To where you're locking up people with no avenue to let them out, right? You don't have the manpower to man these institutions. And you don't have enough institution to lock everybody up and to keep everybody locked up, because now you're locking them up for you know, I catch a burglary charge, now you're locking me up for 85% of my time. You're not letting Bobby out, the father of her children. Now he's been out 42 years.
You ain't giving him no levels to rehabilitate to say, okay, Bobby, you done enough time.
Right. So what is her plan? She got a plan. What the brother say? It's a business plan.
It's a business
And
plan.
she got a business plan because something it don't smell right.
It does not pass the smell test. Like you said, you don't have enough manpower for the prison.
No.
You don't have enough prison space. So you building more prisons. So what I assume maybe you done built the prisons, you're gonna lease them out to a private prison.
There you go. Voila.
You gonna lease them, and the private prison don't have to worry about building one. Y'all got a prison over here. Y'all ain't got enough manpower. Lease it to us.
Right.
And then what happens from that? Them small towns come herd the cattle.
Exactly. Exactly.
So you get a small town. Where they build that prison at? One of these prisons at? Y'all know?
Yeah, on the going. It don't hold. It's like county jails. I can't think of where. Bradley County. Bradley County.
So that's gonna be 20 to 30% of that employment.
Right.
You see how the system works? So they build a prison, Bradley County. Bradley County is Warren.
Yep. You're absolutely right.
Hey, if you in Kingsland, you ain't got a job. Who stay in Kingsland?
Yeah.
You ain't got so who stay in Warren? Now, it's some of us who stay in Warren,
Right.
but not that many.
Right.
So then we end up building up these small towns off of prison labor.
Yeah.
So it's a system. It's a business plan.
Exactly.
It's a true business plan, and there has to be a way that we can fight ourselves out of this. Basically, right now we stuck in the plastic.
Yeah.
We stuck in the plastic. Like what the girl say, rip me out the plastic, I'm acting brand new. Baby, we stuck in the plastic.
Right.
We stuck in this plastic. Ain't nobody ripping us out.
Right.
I'm for real.
Right. Real talk. Real talk.
We are in a cycle where we ain't getting up out.
Right.
Tell me, Bro Muhammad, in your opinion, what can we do as a collective to support Love First?
We need this is I tell people this all the time, man. In order to get into in the fight, we have to have our own voting block, right? What we do is this is what we're going to do, and in return, I'm going to tell you what we're going to need, right? We're going to educate the people on the penal system, right? How to navigate through the system, how to defeat the system. But in return, we're going to need them to help us get the exposure that we need, right? We're going to help that we need to run this like the Act 539 is a campaign. We want to run it as if it was a president, right? We need radio time. This is good exposure for us, right? We need billboards. We need social media platforms. We need the news media. We need to get everything. The exposure and unity is the greatest help that they can give us, right? Exposure and unity, right? When we need you, just show up. We're doing the work. But when we call, just show up, right?
And how can we show up?
Like we're getting ready to, when we get 100 men, 100 people, we're going to develop our voting block, right? We're going to call Kip Brown came up with a while back called the block party. Because when everybody get out, we're going to throw a block party. So once we get everybody on board, we get 100 people on board, we want to go to the state capitol, and we just want to stand there, right? And when we, as we standing there, we want the news media out there. We want 1 or 2 people to do the speaking, and everybody else to be silent, right? We just want to start with 100. It can be 100,000, right? Because the only way to get the attention that we're going to need is that if we get because when they see people, especially black people, unified.
That's too much power in one man land.
Right?
Ain't that what they said? That's too much power in excuse me, that nigger got too much power.
Right.
They gonna get some act right.
Right.
Yep.
He threw that hand up. That nigger got too much power.
Right. So that's what.
Get your hand out my pocket. That's what's happening. That's what's next. They don't like that.
Right.
That's scary.
Right.
100 niggas run up on me.
Yeah.
That nigga got too much power.
Right. Not arguing, not bickering. Yeah.
Not arguing, not bickering. 100. I love that idea. 100 men.
Yeah.
So, we ain't talking about 100 men playing football, basketball. Do they gotta wear suits?
We like them to wear suits.
Shh. Got me in there, dog. I don't want to be the one to talk, but I just want to be. I'm with. I'm with that.
Right.
We come to get what's ours.
Right.
We have to get back on that accord. I am so grateful to bring you on this platform to spread the message.
Yes, sir.
I'm with it.
Yes,
You
sir.
count me in.
Yes, sir.
We need 99 now.
Right. Right.
How far we gotta walk?
We're not going to walk anywhere.
Count me in there, dog.
We just want to be seen unified, right?
Yeah.
Because this is the thing.
Can I be in the front?
You most definitely be in the front. You most definitely can be in the front.
I want to be the one to say. I don't want to talk.
Yeah.
I ain't got to talk.
Right.
But when the white folk get to worrying, I want to be You know what it is? We with that. I want to be the one.
Right.
She woo.
Right.
Oh.
Right. Well, we need 100 men who are not, because you know how they do us when we start to unify, right? Everybody got somebody incarcerated, and then they start to find one of us, or two or three of us, or four or five of us, and give us benefits for our loved ones, right? But we can't allow. We got to find the right breed of people.
Turn your volume down
You know.
on your phone.
And so that's what
Mine ain't
that's what we want to do,
Mine's
man.
off.
Yeah, that's what we want to do.
I think that's a powerful idea, and I really believe that would help make this movement powerful and work. Can you give me a little insight and information on Act 539?
I'm gonna let her talk on that. She's passionate about it.
Well, Act 539 was an act that was put in place by the Supreme Court back in 2017, which basically said that if an individual committed a crime under the age of 18, they could not be sentenced to life without parole. So the amendment that we're wanting to educate everyone about and get them to understand is amending Act 539 to change that age from under the age of 18 to under the age of 21. And that's basically what,
So right now the amendment is for age 17.
well, yes, the act.
The act, okay. So if we get them to change that to 21, because you can't drive a car till you 21. You can't buy cigarettes till you 20, or liquor till you 21.
Exactly.
So you're not in a you can't you get in the military at 18, but you're still considered a child until you're 21.
And that's one of the main factors is the mind is not fully developed until you're at least the age of 25 or 26. And at this point, we're not even asking for that age limit. We're just saying under the age of 21. Allow those individuals that have shown that they have rehabilitated themselves, because ADC does not provide rehabilitation programs for individuals that have life and life without. So the rehabilitation that they have done has been self-earned. They've done it themselves. And so we have brothers and sisters that are down there that have become drug and substance and alcohol, abuse counselors. We have brothers and sisters that are being mentors to other individuals that have, become incarcerated. And they have just took a change in their life and in their mindset. So those individuals should be given another chance to come home to show that they can be a productive person in society.
But I think the problem letting them out. How many people would this affect just in Arkansas, a ballpark figure?
Could be a few hundred, it could be a few thousand. But the main thing to understand is it's not gonna let all of them out. It's you still have to go through the process of being evaluated by the parole board, and if your circumstance gives you the opportunity to go back before the judge or a trial, you may even get that. Some, if they've served enough time, you may get to come home flat. But all of that is determined by the Department of Corrections. And that's all, that's all we're asking. Give these people another opportunity to show that they can be, productive in society.
And life. Let me add this, Val. Life and life without, right? If you have a life sentence, a life without sentence, then your sentence, they have to take you. You was under the age of 17 and under. They have to vacate your sentence, right? Take you back to court and give you a number.
Right.
Now, if you have a life sentence, and a lot of those who got out on life sentences still have life sentences, but you cannot. They have to see the parole board in 25 years prior to the act becoming law. If you had a life or a life without sentence, then you could go up for clemency, right? But now, if you were a juvenile, they consider what they consider a juvenile, a life without sentence. They have to take you back to court, right? And a lot of guys had like Nazim, he had life without sentence. He don't have any time. Now take Albert Bell. Albert Bell had 2 life sentences, and Albert Bell still have those 2 life sentences. But Terry that was at the Terry had life without sentences. Terry had got his time vacated. He went back for court, and I think he got 80 years and flattened out, right? So Terry is 9 times out of 10 is not on parole, but his fall partner, who had a life sentence, is on parole, right? And what it does is right now, if you catch a charge as a juvenile in 25 years, you got to see the parole board, right? But even check this out, Nate.
Well, hold on. So we want to move that age as a juvenile from 17 to 21.
Right.
I don't think that's I personally, and if they've shown to be rehabilitated, why not?
California, some places in California and Chicago already moved it to. It's somebody was telling me that it's always been that way. I don't know. We got to research.
So
it.
this isn't a federal law. This is a state law.
No, this is a federal law.
Okay, so federally, we need to have this moved back from 17 to 21.
Some states have already.
Some states
done it.
already got 25.
Yeah.
You know.
Some state. So if it's okay. So hold on. Because there's a difference between.
It's a federal law, right? But the
Right.
state can amend it,
Okay.
right, to meet the age criteria.
So what's the age criteria for the federally?
17 and under.
Okay, 17 and under. So
Right.
we need to have this changed.
Amended to 21. Now,
21.
right now we have the reason Val is saying 20 because the legislators that's pushing the bill will be pushing the bill in 25 already drew it up for 20, right? Mm-hmm. But we most definitely want to add that 21 in there if that is possible.
Okay. So which legislators have already written this bill?
Leggings, what is his name? Leggings?
Ledding, L-E-D-I-N-G,
Leggings.
Greg
Leggings and Cindy Crawford is a Republican joined.
A Republican joined.
Yeah.
What
so-
county is she from?
I don't know what county she's from. I don't know what county she's from.
What I would like to do is further this conversation and include people like State Rep Flowers. I'm sure she'd be interested in this part. Kamara Seals. All these people, we need to get everybody on one accord so we can all start fighting together because there are things that they're fighting for that would also appeal our same demographic.
Right.
So if we can get everybody on one accord and start fighting these fights together, then I think we're moving the needle for all of us. There's common ground.
Right.
And the problem is we don't often find that common ground and build those bridges to help each other.
Right.
Because I'm willing to bet the people that are most affected by this are from our demographic.
Yes, sir.
So some of the bills, the bill where Arkansas, UAPB isn't getting the correct funding. That's my demographic.
Right.
That's our demographic. Young and black and brown and po folk
Right.
that went to black colleges. So all these demographics and things, we got to fight. We just ain't fighting together.
Right.
What do you guys think we can do to build those bridges with other entities and organizations? And what are you guys doing to build those bridges?
Making sure that people don't lose their identity. One thing that I've realized in organizing and trying to build a coalition is no one wants to lose their identity, right? So what we have to do is we have to figure out how to organize, right? Everybody when we look at the penal system and family members, in order, no one wants to be left out, right? Now Val is Act 539 would help Corey come on home. Bobby, it would help Corey come home. But James, who Miss Holloway is fighting, right, is a whole different ball game. Shelly, Melissa, her fiance Cortez is a whole different ball game, right? So the thing to unite us is to make sure that no one is left behind, right? So as we develop our committee, the coalition, then everybody has to have a seat for each issue. Every issue have to have a head at the table, right? In order to have collective energy, then the politicians have to be the pillar. Don't get me wrong, Vivian and Joyce Elliott, they before the COVID, they took the fight to them, right? And they got a lot of backlash, You know,
I'm willing to
'cause
bet.
I was sitting on a press conference with Vivian and Joyce, and they were trying to get the 13th Amendment, the word "accept." Slavery don't exist except you catch a felony. You know, become a felon. They were trying to get that removed, and they took a beating behind it. But as far as politicians, we need them to understand, because a lot of politicians have political aspirations, right? We need them to understand that in order to come in and help us, you have to understand that there are family members involved, right? I deal with a lot of the family members of those who are incarcerated because it becomes personal. These are family members of those who are incarcerated. But when the politicians come and start dealing with those who are incarcerated, they forget that the family members are out here suffering, you know? So if they want to come help us, and the pastors want to come help us, just remember that those who are incarcerated are human beings connected to human beings out here, and this stuff is an emotional thing, you know. And that's why I realized I don't tell you something. I don't tell a family member something I ain't gonna stand on, right? Because they're fighting with everything. Val sometimes have to work 2 jobs in order to have a lawyer to do what she need to do with her husband. You know, so this thing here is real, man. Yes, you got to say. Oh, I thought Miss Holloway about to say something. She was looking. Yeah, but
So Ms. Holloway, when you said something, Ms. Holloway, can you give me some information about your specific situation with your loved one?
Well, I represent Christ, and love, forgiveness and love is what I represent. My son, Brian Horns, was murdered October 4th, 1999. He was 23, but the young man that did it was 16 years old. And took me 16 years, but I forgave James. And I visit with him. We write, we face chat on the computer. He calls me mom. And so I'm fighting for his release.
Oh, whoa.
That's right.
Amen.
See, you fighting.
I don't have a voice. Nobody wants to hear what I have to say when it comes to love. God said to love
Oh my Jesus!
everybody. So
See, hold on. Let me.
So we want the state legislation and the state representatives and the state senators to also have that same love in their heart that Miss Holloway has for the young man that murdered her son.
So you here, right now, standing up in the gap, saying, Nate, tell them to let this boy that took my baby from me free.
yes, my son is in a good place.
What's something wrong with these black folks, boy? You got any more of that? You got any more of that? Listen. We may laugh and joke. But
Yeah,
it's real.
that right there, boy, if we could bottle that up,
if I could get the word out there to him, you
if
know.
we could bottle that up and pour it on somebody, let me take a shot. Just touch my hand. Because that level of forgiveness, that level of love, my Jesus.
People ask me, we understand the fact that we're supposed to forgive, but did you have to do all that you've done, like helping him, talking to the representatives, senators? I went to Washington, D.C. 3 times, talking to the mayor. Took me a whole year to get meeting with Asa Hutchinson. Took me a year, but I don't stop. I keep texting, I keep calling. I do what I got to do. And so I believe in this young man, and my son is in a good place. I want to see James come out, and his 25 years will come up 2024. That's when it's the 539 for him comes up in next year.
And he come home.
2024. He's supposed to. He should. They supposed to let him out, but I'm sure they not. Somebody gonna have to go up and talk for him, write a letter, and I will do that. I can do that. I talk to them. They know me. So
Amen.
if I think one time we went to the state capitol. I just went on, walked up and knocked on the mayor's door. I went on in. The governor, I'm trying to say, yeah, yeah. So I'm not bashful. I know God is leading me and guiding me, and I want this young man to come home and have a life and live and own something in His name.
Amen. And I can't get over how powerful that is. That just took me.
It's not me, it's God.
My Jesus. Listen, I'm not, I'll say this, because I come from a black woman. So, boy, look at here. You can't tell me they ain't good. My heart goes out to you, and this young man, James, needs to know that God sent him an angel. You are truly his angel.
Yes, sir.
And you probably doing more for him than ain't nobody else doing for him.
Absolutely.
Not
Absolutely.
even.
Well,
Yes.
woo! It's your boy Big Nate with the Real Underground Radio Station. This Nate Logic, baby. Listen, man, we sitting here. Listen, I need y'all to share this. Ain't nobody talking to us tonight. I got plenty of watchers, but ain't nobody talking. Y'all tell us, hey, man, we got any questions from our listeners, man? Say hey or something. Listen, I got Love First Initiative and Reentry here. And a good group of people who are telling us and giving us some information on what we can do to help those who are not forgotten, because we know who our people is and we got love for our people who are currently going through some challenges, and we doing what we can to provide for them a way and a pathway home. So what's next? When we leave here, what do we need to be prepared to do next?
What we're doing now is we're organizing. We're developing our organization, right? We just went over our bylaws because we want to do it. Last time the act, when they didn't get it amended, they missed it in committee, didn't get out of committee, right? They laid down, right? So we got a year and about 4 or 5 months, and we're developing this like a campaign, right? We need people to follow our pages, share our information, join our Zooms. If you have a loved one who is incarcerated, just join the team. You know what I'm saying? You cannot figure out how to help unless you get the information to help, right? So we're here to give you the information as we learn it, as we grow into the roles that we're playing, right? We need sponsorship. If you know a business, if it's $1, $2, $3, $5, whatever you can do as far as sponsorship, man, because we're gonna have to, have the billboards, we're gonna have the flyers, we're gonna have the media platforms, radio interviews. We're just gonna have to have a lot of stuff to get this exposed and get people educated the way they need to get educated. So what people can do is just join the movement, right? If you don't want to join the movement, just support us financially. If it ain't but a share, right? Just like this right here, we're talking right here. Share it.
Okay, do you guys have a Facebook page?
Yeah, we do.
Okay, what I want you to do, Bro Muhammad, first of all, if there's, because we're getting ready to roll up out of here.
Yes, sir.
What I want to do next is, Bro Muhammad, is I want each and every, if there's a specific message that you want to get out, let's get these messages out. And then what we're going to do after that, I want you to give us some insight and detail where we can follow and support you at. So you want to go first, Bro Muhammad?
You can go. Go ahead.
Any shout outs, anything, messages because your loved ones could probably, I think they can tune into we got a lot of people who are incarcerated who tune into the show. So
Let me tell you what I have been seeing. Our children in school, they wear uniforms. Inmates wear uniforms. They're being told when to go to the bathroom. Same thing for our loved ones. They're being told when to walk the halls. They just been told everything to do. It's the same thing that's happening to our loved ones inside. And so,
We're institutionalizing our children.
exactly.
Let me ask you this, and I'm not pushing back because I see how that could go, but if we had these kids just roaming the halls freely when they supposed to be in class, how would we do that? So when they want to go to the restroom and every time they go, yeah, we didn't been in school. Let's keep it one thing on their logic. We're gonna keep it real. If they want to go to the bathroom every time they get up and say they want to go to the bathroom because they don't want to do what?
They don't want to work.
So we gotta have some type of structure, right?
Exactly.
So how would we? I agree to a point. We do institutionalize our children,
Yeah.
but there's a thin line between institutionalizing them and structure.
Mm-hmm.
So how do we keep structure without institutionalizing them or making them feel as if they're still being institutionalized?
Well, I think the structure will come in by, you know, just about your classroom. You know the ones gonna get up and act a fool, and if they need to go to the bathroom now, if you just come in from recess, I don't see no sense in asking to go to the bathroom. You know, so we just have to kind of come up with some ideals for the kids. I'm thinking, and so maybe I'm wrong there.
No, you're not wrong. I
But-
agree with you. I agree with you. I always like to think about, like I said, I'm not the cleanest sock in the sock basket. And I always like to think about that other mate might be a little bit cleaner. So I want to have some insight and perspective from the other side. That way we can say, oh, these over here look cleaner, and we're going to put them on today. So I agree with you. A teacher or a professor should know their class. I know you want to go to the bathroom because you having some problems with that arithmetic.
Right.
And you'd rather go outside and use the bathroom and play than to come here and do your math or read. So what it boils down to is, we need to make sure that we're doing our due diligence at home and in school. I just had this conversation with somebody. A teacher is with your child 8 hours out the day. You're with your child 4 hours out the day, right? You wake them up, and then if you doing right, your kid ain't staying. So come home at 3. By 8, 9 o'clock, they need to be getting ready for bed, right? You ain't got that much time with that baby.
Right.
So when that teacher got 8 hours, so that means you need to be the teacher and that mama need to be on one accord, and that teacher need to be reinforcing. I mean, that parent need to be reinforcing what that teacher didn't taught.
Exactly.
My dad used to tell me, ain't no such thing as no homework.
Right.
You did something today.
Right.
So my daddy would say, well, whatever you did at school today, you write it down.
Well, for me and my kids, when the teacher would send home a note saying Tamika did this or Brian did this, your child. And so automatically, my daughter told me one day, well, Mama, you taking up for the teacher instead of taking up for me. I said, no, I'm not taking up for the teacher, because if you're getting out of hand and you talking back and you're smart and you doing it to me, I know you're doing it to the teachers.
Oh, wait, baby. If you'll talk back to that teacher,
Yeah, so, I'm going to automatically take the teacher's word for it, because I know how you act around me.
and you know what? My daddy told me one time I was talking back to this man, and I always had a smart mouth. Y'all can tell. I always had a smart mouth. So my daddy, I'm talking back to this man. He said something to me, and I'm getting ready to, I done pulled my pants up. I done told them off. I'm only about 8, 9 years old, but I used to tussle. I tussle, and I think I can whoop anybody. You see, my daddy whoop you for talking to me like that. My daddy hit me. Man, you hit me. He said that. Stay in a child's place.
Right.
These children no longer have a place.
Right. Exactly.
I don't care what that teacher told you. Shut up. If that teacher ain't beating you up, ain't that he's mistreating you because he told you can't read? Boy, you can't.
Right.
That teacher's making you feel away because you can't do your math. You can't. So now you mad at the teacher. You want to poke your lip out at the teacher. You don't want to do your work, and you want to. Children can be very what? Manipulative. They know when mama gonna always believe baby. And mama gonna believe baby because did nobody believe mama. We baby. Tell me if I'm putting the socks on now. Sister Cooksey, these socks clean? I agree, and I don't want to get too far away, but that's just a subject that's near and dear to my heart because I understand our children. And there's no coverage for our children at the moment. Because our children think they what?
They know it all.
And they think they grown.
Yeah.
I got punched in the mouth.
Yeah, me too.
Shut up.
Yep.
You don't talk back to no grown folk. Bottom line, you don't talk. Miss Cooks, listen, if you tell me to shut up right now, guess what I'm going to do?
Shut up.
My mom and daddy dead and gone. I don't know. They might. Didn't they like tell you shut up, boy?
I went and spoke with the juvenile system. I used to do that a lot. Go and speak with them, and let me tell you, those kids are smart. We had one young man in there that was quoting from Frederick Douglass' book. That they're smart kids. You know, they're just scared and don't know why they scared, but they're scared because of the way they've been brought up. I'm done.
Tough, man.
I'm done.
Sister Holloway, am I saying it right?
Yes, sir.
It's tough out here, but guess what? We got to keep going till that trumpet come on. And then when that trumpet come on, we can lay our burdens down.
That's right.
Until then.
That's right.
Until then. Got to keep going. Ain't that what the song say?
That's what it says.
I got to keep going. I would go to King George. But what did he say? What King George say?
Keep moving. Keep moving.
Tell me when I'm wrong now.
She know that.
Hey, I have thoroughly enjoyed this, man. Bro Muhammad,
Yes, sir.
any words,
Well,
shout outs, anything like
Yeah,
that?
you can most definitely find us. Follow me on my personal page, Kurt Muhammad, and we got a group, a private group, Gone But Never Forgotten, and then we also have another group of Love First Initiative and Reentry.
Where can I, and that's
on
Love First
First-
Reentry.
For
That's
Love
on
First,
Facebook.
all of it is on
I
Facebook.
want somebody, it's in our comments, I want somebody to share that, if not now, share that to the page.
Shelly is
And-
listening. Shelly, share that for us.
Yeah, share that to the page. If not now, share it back. I have a lot of people who come back in and watch the show, so make sure y'all get that shared to this feed
Right.
on there. It's
Come join that
important
group.
so people know to have a place to go.
Right.
And
And on Miss Martha's pages, we have Zoom every Tuesday at 6:00.
that's where I seen it.
Right. Every Tuesday at 6:00. Miss Martin phone number is 501
406-5224.
406-5224. 501
406
406
5224.
5224.
They can tag in with you
Yeah.
to get in touch with and join the Zoom.
Exactly.
Right.
Okay, perfect. Sister Valerie. Okay, give how can they any final shout outs, anything like that?
Free Corey Harris.
Free Corey, baby. Corey Harris, come on home, dog.
He coming home. He coming home.
Hey, we gonna hold. Hey, that's it. That's it. Sister Cooksey,
You like me, don't you?
I do. That man coming home too, so I don't want no smoke. I don't want no smoke. That brother come home and he see this conversation. I'm outside too much, baby. I don't want no smoke, Sister Cooksey. Look here now. I understand, baby. I might be like a plump little turkey, baby, but look here now. Oh, wait, baby. Sister Cooksey, what can you got any shout outs? Who you want to shout out?
I just want to shout out to the group. I would like to thank the group for their hard working and their time. And I would like to thank them for the loyalty and the honesty that they give. And shout out to Bobby Gibbs.
Shout out Bobby. Hey,
Free Bobby.
Free Bobby, baby. Free James. Free Corey. Free all of them. Free them all, baby, till it's all gone. This your boy Big Nate with the Real Underground Radio Station. Wait, baby. Hey, listen, man, I got the A70 show coming up. I got Bobby Lowe, whole lot of money. Big Six, the hardest fucking. Oh, I'm sorry. I got it in the show. Big Six, the hardest pit in the litter. I ain't never say I was perfect, baby. And my dog Iceman, buddy. This Nate Logic, baby. This the Real Underground Radio Station. This First Love First Initiative and Reentry. Make sure y'all tap